Hello everybody, Clive at 5 here, bringing another StarCraft 2 commentary, another fake best of 3 this time between TSLHyuN, the red Zerg in the bottom left-hand corner, versus EmpireKas, better known as Kas, HyuN and Kas, the green Terran in the top right-hand corner. The map is Daybreak. It's been a while. I took a week for 4th of July. Well, technically, I could have done it last week, but I am also engaged in another. Well, I could call it a project, but really, I'm playing in a pit orchestra. It's like the one musically creative thing that I do a year. I've been doing it for about 10 years. I play trumpet. About 11 months will go by of me not playing trumpet, and I'll be like, I wish I could do something creative and artistic, and I'll get that email. Hey, Clive, you want to come and volunteer playing this pit orchestra? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'll do that. You know, be a little artistic and whatnot. Well, pretty soon I grow to detest it because, hey, it's frickin' musical, and musicals are all pretty much redundant. This year is Cinderella, and it sucks. The actors are pretty bad, and I didn't even realize how terrible the story is until... Oh, and pardon me, I'm eating too, because I literally have an hour between the time I get home and between the time I have to leave to get to the show tonight. Looks like we're seeing a 13 hatch, is that what that is? Oh, actually, slightly... It seems a little bit later than it should have been. Don't they usually go 13 or 14 hatch? I don't remember. It's been a couple weeks. Maybe I've just forgotten that silly little detail. So yeah, I didn't realize how much the story for Cinderella actually sucks. We're actually seeing a straight to CC here for Kas as well. And I'll talk about the players in a little bit here. But Cinderella, what a terrible show. Cinderella has like no backbone whatsoever. Her frickin' fairy godmother shows up, makes the day better. She wins the heart of the prince or whatever. 2 racks coming down here for Kas, and a pool, no gas yet for HyuN, so it looks like he might just be trying to get those queens out. So speaking of queens and royalty, yeah, the frickin' prince falls in love with Cinderella. Cinderella doesn't really even learn how to defend herself or anything. She just gets lucky. The fact that she has a fairy godmother who basically makes her life better, and Cinderella doesn't, well, I can't say she doesn't appreciate it, but it would be hard to imagine appreciating it. Alright, I'm done analyzing this play. One of Rodgers and Hammerstein's first musicals together, and yeah, not so great, actually, so I think those are kind of a rush job. So anyway, yeah, I'm eating, so please pardon that. Spicy chicken McBites from McDonald's. Actually pretty dang good. I hope these stick around for a while. 2 gas now going down for Kas. Gonna get churning away on those upgrades, but for now content to just keep, well, no expansions on those barracks, so he's concerned about maybe some sort of early aggression. I don't think he's even scouted yet. No, he has not scouted yet. So he has absolutely no idea what's going on in the base of HyuN. So like I said before, the map is Daybreak. And this map is, well, it does clearly lend very easily to a natural expansion. Gonna get a pretty good scout here. HyuN, I think, gonna try to... Oh, maybe not. Trying to rally something over there to pick off that Overlord. Not sure. Well, Kas now going to move out with a small brigade of Marines, and maybe try to put a little pressure on. Well, HyuN doesn't really have a whole lot currently. He does have a few Zerglings out and about. Pretty standard stuff, though. No defenses. I wonder why that queen just gave up. It's not really doing anything else. I mean, it's going to burn down, but why wait? HyuN gets a good scout on what's going on here. He knows that there are 5 Marines prancing around, moving out towards this hatchery at the 10 o'clock location. And, well, They're 5 Marines, so they're not going to get very far. And yikes, bye-bye, Overlord. So I really don't know if... I don't think HyuN is too... Ooh, actually supply blocks, so maybe that was a little bit more painful for them than may have thought. All 3 queens moving down, and 4 queens moving down, and well, a couple of zerglings. Doesn't want to move in the zerglings. But wow, had to move all of his queens out of position. Well, I guess not all of them, because he still has one here at his natural and one at his main. So all his additional queens. And I guess I was talking about last time how I like that Zerg players are starting to use queens a lot more. I think they are a very underused unit, especially with the transfusion. Can be very valuable in early battles. There was a couple replays that I did not too long ago. I think it was in the Numina replay session, where the Zerg player just like barely saved his hatchery with the transfuse at the bitter end. And well, I mean, Numina came right back around and destroyed it right away. Anyway, so ended up being for nothing. But still, I mean, he's able to continue mining from it for the meantime anyway. So, well, it looks like Kas is going to try to make use of basically a really non-aggressive opening by HyuN. HyuN has basically, yeah, just these queens, trying to lay down a few spine crawlers and just a handful of zerglings. As you can see, the baneling nest is underway, but I want to see what the troops look like for HyuN. Looks like just 23 zerglings, and those are going to get shredded to pieces by this army. So, yeah, definitely has to be careful. And, oh, in come the HyuNs! And getting a, well, I guess kind of lackluster attack here on the secondary. Killing maybe 7 drones there before getting taken out. And now it looks like HyuN is going to try to get revenge here. He's scouted the 3rd trying to go down. He had a Zergling just sitting there waiting patiently for the hovering giant metal building to arrive. And now moving around, and oh no, Kas's Marines are moving north while HyuN is moving south for the attack. I still don't think it's like a super imminent threat, because nope, he is actually going to move south. And here come the Zerglings, and of course this command center can just lift off, but still, he doesn't want to get caught in there by the Marines, so HyuN definitely has to be careful. Bunker going down now at the 3rd. So, well then, what's going on here? Not a whole lot. Creep spread's starting to get underway. Actually kind of slow. And HyuN looks like he's going to try to creep up the whole frickin' map instead of just creep up the corridor here. Really, I don't see a whole lot of higher tech progression here. Just the baneling nest, really, and just tech upgrades. There is an infestation pit coming along. So, just really a basic response to infantry. So this actually is shaping up to be a pretty standard TVZ battle. Infantry with medevac support versus ground and frickin' infestors. Frickin' infestors. So still no infestors being produced yet, but the pathogen glands for the starting energy are being researched. Is that what they are? The starting energy? Level 1 carapace, level 1 weapons. Oh, level 2 weapons actually for Kas coming down here. Now there are some banelings mixed in. That's going to make things a lot more difficult. So if HyuN is able to land some really clinch fungals on that medevac marine army and then plow in with the banelings, life could be good for him. I'm just going to say that. And I'm going to finish eating these things. Holy crap, look at all these creep tumors. That's fun stuff right there. That's pretty ridiculous, actually. Now this game was... oh, tank support too. That's cool. This game was actually from a fairly recent Zodac Cup. And I actually caught it on SC2 dash replays or something like that. I've been having very good luck with drop.sc. However, SC2-replays seems to have just basically the uploads from those tournaments, and that seems to be about it. Command center being built brazenly right out here in the open, and it looks like we might be seeing finally some sort of an engagement here between HyuN and Kas. Both just content to continue building up their armies, but who's going to have the better attack? Ooh, losing a frickin' medevac. That's not good. It's all going to be about implementation of the attack. So of course on one side have the infestors, which need to have really good fungals, and we have the siege tanks, which of course can't be caught out of position or unsieged, and because that could be very bad. It looks like Kas is content to strike. He is moving north, and it looks like HyuN has to cancel that command center, and yes, HyuN is just going to go straight for the main. So we might be seeing a base trade situation. No, Kas is indeed turning around to combat this, and wow, brilliantly clumping up his main with all those siege tanks. Wow, those siege tanks are doing really amazing for what they're worth. And just by the way, there's another brigade of Marines moving in while the rest of Kas's army is moving in to deal with this massive number of Zerglings here. Looks, however, like the mineral line for Kas has been completely torn to shreds. That might actually hurt him. Income tab showing that HyuN is mining significantly more. That force of Marines is now cleaned up entirely, thanks to a couple banelings. But one hatchery for sure, the casualties. Only a cancelled command center for Kas so far, so I think Kas is maybe going to be able to replenish his mining capability perhaps sooner than HyuN can get that hatchery back running again, and maybe I think Kas is definitely in a stronger position. Switching back over to the army tab here, we see that, wow, look at that. 52k, well, 5k rather, in minerals and 1700 in gas worth of army. Strong army moving in here to take this middle base once again. What do you call that? Left-hand watchtower base? I don't know. And yikes, maybe able to get a couple of infestors here off guard. Nope, actually now focusing down that hatchery once again. And it looks like HyuN is going to try to stage some sort of comeback here, but wow, he's down by basically half the resources. And with those tanks, if he keeps those tanks sieged, he might be in a pretty good position to keep himself protected from all those banelings. HyuN needs to be really careful about how he engage. Well, both players have to be really careful about how they engage. Kas needs to make sure not to leave his siege tanks unprotected like this, because here come the Zerglings moving in and surrounding the siege tanks completely, and now all of his Marines are completely vulnerable to those banelings, and that's going to be tough for him. Looks like he's loading up some of the Marines, and infestors moving in, burrowed, and yikes, all of those Marines are going. Wow, that was beautifully implemented, and so devastating to Kas. Kas had such a clear, strong position, and even though he still has a really strong army still, he's now back in sort of the rebuilding mode. Well, I guess sort of back in the rebuilding mode. He still has a lot hanging around. However, Kas did get a couple of hatcheries here, so HyuN not looking too great in terms of minerals. Almost mined out of his main. Really oversaturated at his natural. He needs, well, he's building ultralisks. He really needs another base. And yikes, just throwing away his army there, and GG's. So, game 1 going to Kas. Congratulations, Kas. Catch you on the flip side for game 2.